Hello there, Virgo. Thank you for stopping by for your tarot weekly video forecast for the week of December 14th through the 20th. On Monday, the card that we have coming up is the Five of Swords. Five of Swords just means that you have a situation on Monday where everybody should be working towards the same project or towards the same goal, but even though everybody is working towards that, they all have different ideas about how to get to that end result or to that goal. And so because everybody's trying to get there a different way, this project sort of has its wheels spinning. So this is a situation where if you can get people all on the same page to acknowledge everybody else's good ideas and to start figuring out what's going to work best as a collaboration instead of all individual ideas, then this project can really do well because there are a lot of good ideas being poured into this project. So if you can get everybody on the same page about how to get from point A to point B, this project can do really well. If somebody doesn't do that, then this project is going to be stuck in the mud on Monday. Now Tuesday, we have the Ace of Swords showing up. This is talking about new information, kind of an epiphany or an aha moment coming in for you. So this is going to be something that all of a sudden you're just going to realize and things are just going to start clicking. A lot of times for me, these kind of moments come in from little bits and pieces of information that come in here and there, and then all of a sudden I'll be just not even really focused on whatever that situation is, and all of a sudden like two of those pieces of information will kind of intersect in my brain and I'll go, oh, that makes everything else make a little more sense here. Okay, so it's kind of taken these bits of information that you've been given and then all of a sudden it sort of comes together and gels and takes you to the next level of understanding on whatever the situation is that this is about. So it's just a new, deeper understanding of some situation in your life coming in on Tuesday. And usually it's one of those things that it is like, wow, okay, that makes so much more sense now. All right, so Wednesday, what you Virgos have coming up is you have a Ten of Swords in reverse. I personally love the Ten of Swords in reverse. It's kind of a little card of vindication. And first of all, I want to say that for some of you, though, I'm getting more than one interpretation. So for some of you, the easier interpretation to explain is that you've had back pain for a while and it's going away on Thursday, or else it's being cut down on Thursday. So that's one way that that can come through, and I think that for some of you that will be the way that it comes through. For the majority of you, though, I don't see it as literal back pain, but I do see is people have been sort of backstabbing you, talking bad about you, spreading rumors, spreading slander. And that's been going on. You've already known that this has been a situation in your life by Wednesday. You've already kind of stumbled across it, or maybe good friends have kind of tipped you off. But you've known that that's been going on out there. The trick is once that gets started, if you acknowledge it or give it more energy, you're just adding fuel to the fire. So the best thing that you can do is just pretend that you don't know and just ignore it. But what happens on Wednesday is that there's a situation that comes up that you handle, and you handle it just the way you would normally handle it. In fact, you're not even thinking about what you're doing. You're just doing what you would normally do in that situation. And when the situation comes up, when people see how you handle it, some light bulbs start to go on for those people, and they start to realize, well, wait a second, if all this stuff that I've heard about so-and-so is true, then why is he or she acting this way? It doesn't match up. It's not congruent. And so whenever that happens, it starts to make those people realize your true colors, what you're really like. And it also makes those people start to think about, what's the motivation behind these ones that are telling these tales? So it's really, I think it's a wonderful card of vindication. You're not even trying to prove yourself, and yet you end up being proved without even having to think twice about what you're doing. So, and then also the people who are spreading these untruths about you, their character is brought into question. So to me, it's like the most awesome and amazing card. I love it whenever that happens. Was that a little evil giggle? Okay, so on Thursday, what you have coming up is you have the Three of Swords in reverse. And the Three of Swords in reverse, do you guys see those bells there? It's almost like they're ringing and they're going, yeah, like the war is over, or the threat is gone, safety is here. When this card is in reverse, it's talking about that there was something that has given you some heartache, and now because it's in reverse, you're healing from that heartache. So I like to picture these cards with how gravity would act upon them, especially when they're in reverse. And if you look at these swords are straight down into the heart. So if gravity is acting on this in reverse, those swords are dropping right on out. Just falling right out of the heart. Don't ask me to do the sound effect again. I know some of you are laughing at me. I can't help it. I'm silly. So anyway, Three of Swords in reverse, talking about a heartache that is healing on Thursday. Okay, let's move on to Friday. Seven of Clubs in reverse. I like to say that this is the card that says make peace. When it comes in right side up, it says take a stand for yourself. When it comes in reverse, it's saying, okay, you have taken a stand for yourself. You've let people know what's acceptable and what's not acceptable to you. Now it's time to be quiet and see if they are going to honor what you have set forth. And if they are going to honor that and be respectful of you, then that's good. And it's a lot easier to interact with them. If they are not going to honor it, it may be time to consider stepping away from that person if that's possible. So this is not a time of words anymore. It's not time to be setting those boundaries or taking a stand for yourself. The stand's already been taken. Now it's time to act on those boundaries or act on that stand that you took. Let people know I'm not playing around. I really meant those words that I said. So for most people, it's not even an issue. For most people, they're going to accept the new boundaries and just move on. But you're always going to have a few that are going to push and press and see what they can get away with. And for those, you're going to have to be ready to have some kind of reaction that is a healthy reaction for you, that doesn't get you embroiled in any kind of battle, but does get the message across to that other person. Okay, so let's move on to Saturday. Saturday is the Eight of Swords in reverse. Eight of Swords in reverse just talks about that you did have a situation that you felt like you were kind of locked into. You didn't know how to get out of it or how to move forward with it in any kind of productive way. And that now you've gotten a different perspective. You've got a new way of looking at that situation, and all of a sudden you realize, wait a second, that's not even a problem. Why am I so worried about that? Here I was limiting myself when in reality there are no limits here. I know exactly how to handle this now. So that's a really good card to have come up. I like that for your Saturday. Now Sunday, Two of Clubs in reverse. This is a little bit of a confusion. This is talking about a decision that needs to be made that you're procrastinating on. And this decision has to do with two things that you're very into. Could be two people that you're very into. Could be two dinner invitations that you would like to attend, both of them. Could be a lot of things, but it's two things that you would really like to participate in or interact with, and you have to decide, or it could be even more than two, but you have to decide what's the priority, because you don't have enough resources, energy, or time to do all of these things or both of these things. So now you have to choose one or the other so that you can move forward with whichever one it is that you choose. Okay, so that's your week, Virgos. Thank you so much for stopping by, for hanging out with me, for liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting. I do appreciate all of your support. Everyone have a fantastic week. I will see you back here the next time. Peace out.